lab scribe, just as if I've opened it up. So there's no lab that's currently loaded in here. So we go up to settings and we go down to human psychophysiology, and then we go over to GazeCue paradigm. And that opens up. Here's how to do the setup and all that stuff, but you have that in your lab document. So I'm going to click out of that. And here's the screen ready to go, ready to mark the events. And up here are the different scripts that we have. Now, because my screen is not really that big, I can actually pull this off and I can see more of the different experiments. Now we're going to go with the left-right mix. So I'm going to click that one, and that's what we're ready to go with. So I'll take this, put that back up there. We're ready. As soon as I press record, you're going to see the images here and of the face and the H and W on either side. So I'm going to go ahead. I have my clicker in hand and conduct this for me. Right now, press record. And what I'm doing is I'm pressing the button as soon as I see the H. Notice that sometimes the eyes are looking at the H, like right there. Sometimes they're looking neutral, like that one. Sometimes they're looking away. And there's going to be 20 different images that are going to come up here. Okay, that's the end. I press stop. Get rid of that window. And see, my data collection has happened here. See this line right here, if you look down here. This stimulus, this black line indicates when that stimulus came up. The eyes were looking toward the left and the H was on the left. So there was congruency between where the target was and where the eyes were looking. So just as a sample here, this is way toward the end of the experiment, but I'm going to get this data. I'm going to take this red line and I'm going to line it up right with when that image came up. And I'm going to line it up, this one, with this right here is the button press. So the time from here to the beginning of that button press is my reaction time. Put that right there. You can see the little red line that comes up right there. And right there, that amount of time, that was my reaction time. And that is up here, 640 milliseconds. So I would record that particular instance in the left gaze. H is on the left part of the table, and I would record 640 milliseconds. So if we scroll back in the data, you can see all 20 of my responses, and you use the same red lines to say here's the gaze was to the left and the H was to the left. Let's look at that one right there, and the difference there is 580 milliseconds. Let's compare that with this next one over here, where this is, put this on my reaction time, put this one here on, this is a neutral gaze, and the H was on the right, look, 640 milliseconds. So this one took me longer than this one because there was no congruency, and this had congruency between the gaze and where the target was. So you measure all these, fill out the table, and you're good to go.